memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. Can't put out, carve your name into those shining stars. He said go venture far beyond the shores, don't forsake this life of yours. I'll guide you home no matter where you are. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. When I was just a kid, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. These are the nights that never die. My father told me.
Drinking a German beer with a Cuban cigar in the middle of Paris with a Dominican bar. Great head on her shoulder, she probably studied abroad. She transferred to Harvard from King's College in March. She says that I'm her favorite cause she admires the art. Michelangelo with the flow, Picasso with the bar. She's well put together like a piece by Gershwin, Renaissance style. Tonight is picture perfect, so smile and pack your bags real good, baby, cause you'll be gone for a while. Wow, wow. Fantasy, I see it's on the beach down in Mexico. You can put your feet up, be my senorita. We ain't gotta rush, just take it slow. You'll be in the highlight, soaking up the sunlight. Anything you want, it's yours. I have you living life like you should. Just say you never had it so good. You never had it so good. First class cabin fever, 5-hour layovers from Norway to Egypt. I'm to the point like the pyramids of Giza. Still I'm to the left like the tower out in Pisa. I'm feeling single, baby, I could use a feature. Swagger like Caesar, I'll get you a visa. We can go to Italy and maybe see the Colosseum. I'll be Da Vinci if you be my Mona Lisa and I smile. So pack your bags real good, baby, cause you'll be gone for a while. Girl, tell me how you feel. What's your fantasy? I see it's on the beach down in Mexico. You can put your feet up, be my senorita. We ain't gotta rush, just take it slow. You'll be in the highlight, soaking up the sunlight. Anything you want, it's yours. I have you living life like you should. Just say you never had it so good. Let's make it plural. Spin the globe, wherever it lands, that's where we'll go. We'll hit up Europe, yeah, and spend some euros. Or maybe visit Berlin, the walls with the murals. This is your month, baby, sign of the Virgo. Private reservations,
I know you a little too tame. I'll be shooting that shot like 2K, girl, I know. Tell 'em I'm next. Tell 'em you find a little something too fresh, I know. Tell 'em I'm next. Tell 'em you find a little something too fresh, I know. Put a little gold in the teeth and the fit good, so I took the doors out the deep, okay. I see a brother holding your seat, no beef, but I'm trying to get to know you at least. Don't take my talking to your own. I can keep it chill like the Soviet blunt. I'ma keep it real when your man long gone. If you're looking for a friend and you got the wrong song, baby girl, what's good? What's with ya? If you book tonight, that's fiction. I'm outside, no pictures. You want me? Go figure. To the back, to the front. You a 10, baby girl, but I'm the one. Hey, to the back, to the front. You a 10, baby girl, but I'm the one. You my little boo thing, so I don't give a hoot what you do. Say, girl, I know you a little too tame. I'll be shooting that shot like 2K, girl, I know. Tell 'em I'm next. Tell 'em you find a little something too fresh, I know. Tell 'em I'm next. Tell 'em you find a little something too fresh, I know. Hey, girl, you got me. I'm singing. It's like, oh, you got the best of my love. Oh, you got the best of my oh, you got the best of my love. Oh, and that dress I'm like, you my little boo thing. So I don't give a hoot what you do. Say, girl, I know you a little too tame. I'll be shooting that shot like 2K, girl, I know. Tell 'em I'm next. Tell 'em you find a little something too fresh, I know. Tell 'em I'm next. Tell 'em you find a little something too fresh, I know.
Something's gotta.
This year, I dare you to block out the world. I dare you to focus only on your goals. I dare you to cut out every single thing in your life that doesn't support what you want to achieve.
You have a chance every day of your life to decide who you're going to be. Are you going to be a winner or a loser? Are you going to continue to live like everyone else, do what everyone else does, go where everyone else goes, and never go out of your comfort zone? Or are you going to decide, that I'm going to become more?
I'm gonna see what I can become if I really push myself. I'm gonna decide to stop eating like shit. I'm gonna get focused on my goals for the year. And I'm not gonna let anybody get in the way of these things I want. You can decide to stop being average and ordinary. It only takes willpower and a full commitment to changing things for yourself. You can do it.
In order to have unbelievable options and choices in your life, in your pursuit of your dream, you must eliminate them. You must shrink your focus down to one thing, one business, one focus at one time, and master it and get great at it for an extended period of time.
The irony of life is that the more you shrink your options in pursuit of your dream, the more it will open them up in your life later.
What are the things that are stealing your focus? Who are the people that are stealing your focus? You need to begin to eliminate these distractions. Get laser focused and obsessed on what you want. Be starving and hungry to get it. Be desperate to get it. The combination of desperation and hunger with laser focus over an extended period of time is the formula to be great at something.
You've got to be ruthless about it. Be a savage about your dreams. If something isn't helping you grow, if it's not adding value to your journey, then it's dead weight. Drop it.
That includes negative people, bad habits, time-wasting activities, all that You don't have time for it. Not this year. This year is about getting done, about making your dreams a f***ing reality.
What's the immediate first massive action you're going to take? The very first step, it might be unplugging the TV, removing that app, throwing out the junk food, cutting out a certain person from your life. I don't know what it is, but whatever that thing is that's taking so much of your time and attention and is not improving your life, you got to get rid of it.
So get your head in the game. Turn off the distractions, the social media, the endless scrolling, the binge watching. That shit's not gonna get you anywhere in life. You've gotta make sacrifices, put in the work, grind every day. It's time to become relentless. It's time to become unstoppable. Be the fucking savage you were born to be. And go out there and take what's yours.
You're gonna have to lose something. Where you're trying to go, you might have to give up some friends. You might have to give up some opportunities. You might have to give up some stuff in order to go from good to great.
You need to develop a single-minded obsession with your goals. Eat, sleep, breathe your dreams. Every action, every thought should be aligned with getting you closer to where you want to be. It's about discipline, about pushing yourself even when you don't feel like it. It's about waking up every day starving for success, ready to tackle whatever comes your way.
And yeah, it's gonna be hard. People will talk they'll question you, they'll doubt you constantly. But guess what? That's their problem, not yours. Your job is to stay focused, keep your eyes on the prize. Remember, you're doing this for you, not for their approval. You're building a life you can be proud of, a life where you don't have to answer to anyone but yourself.
And everybody talks that talk. Everybody talks about going to the next level. Everybody talks about changing their lives in the new year. Everybody says that this year is their year to become better until it's time to actually do the work. And when it's time to do the work, nobody wants to do it. They don't want to pay that price.
But let me tell you, the price for working on your dreams when everyone else is having fun or slacking off and you're out there working hard, making moves on your goals, will pale in comparison to the price you'd pay if you decide to do what everyone else does.
You gotta be willing to pay that price of discipline up front and deal with that hard head on. It's gonna suck. And that's what's gonna make you great. Do those things that suck every single day of your life. That's how you become better.
If you're gonna get your goal, you might have to get up a little earlier. You might have to stay at work a little longer. You might have to do a little bit more than what everyone else is doing. Because those little bits of extra effort you put in is what will add up to be a monumental difference between where you've been and where you will be in the future. Enjoying more success, more money, more happiness.
And the only way you prove to yourself that you really want it is that you no longer hit the snooze button. You no longer lose focus when you're studying. You no longer take shortcuts. You're no longer playing games. You are willing to do whatever it takes, and you won't stop at anything until you get it.
One day you're gonna look back on your life and you're gonna wonder, what if? What if you really had focused harder on your dream? What if you had really disciplined yourself to make those hard decisions you didn't want to make, but knew you should? Right now, you have an opportunity to get rid of those what ifs. You have the chance right now to stay focused on those things that really matter in your life and make your dreams become your reality.
I hate when people give 70%, but they want the life of somebody that's giving 100%. I challenge you, your life is where it is because of the percentage that you give. You cannot bring a tree down by hitting it 1,000 times. If you hit a tree 1,000 times in 1,000 different spots, the tree is not gonna fall. But if you hit a tree 1,000 times in that same exact spot, she gonna come to the ground. Your problem is you did hit it 1,000 times, but in 1,000 different places. I need you to do me a huge favor, stop trying to be deep. I need you to do the exact same thing every single day for the next 10, 15, 20 years and watch that tree come down. And watch you go from zero to a multi-million-dollar company, to working with the top NBA teams, doing commercials. Nothing's changed, guys. I'm doing the exact same thing I was doing 20 years ago. I just keep doing it. And your problem is you're not intentional and deliberate. You wake up on Monday and you might be strong, but by Wednesday, are you hearing what I'm telling you? You're not intentional and deliberate. You are hoping that the best is gonna happen to you, and the best never happens to you. You gotta be intentional and deliberate, whether you're making money or not making money. You gotta decide that you're gonna do something, and you gotta do it every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday. The problem with some of you in this room, you're not intentional and deliberate. You're a good person that just hopes the good stuff is gonna happen to you. You gotta begin with the end in mind, so whatever your dream or your goal is, you gotta wake up every day to it. You gotta go to bed with it. You gotta read stuff, the music you listen to, everything you do gotta pour into that dream. I understand it is in the process that you get better. It's in the process that don't nobody know your name, and 5 years later, you're one of the best in the world. Why? The process. I don't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm broke. Then why do you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning? Because I ain't finished yet.
Get up! Act like you playing basketball. Act like you playing football. Compete! That's what bothers me. Many of y'all are not competing. I need effort. Compete! Act like you playing football. Go in that doggone classroom. Compete! Many of you have lost your competitive edge. Get your competitive edge back. I'm not against no other motivational speaker. I'm just competitive.
You can be the person who learns a little bit, who does a little bit, and then who decides that this really isn't for them, and moves on to something else, who repeats that cycle over and over and over again. Or you can be the person who's committed. You can be the person who says, this is going to fucking work no matter what happens. No matter how frustrated I get, no matter how angry I get, I'm fucking doing this.
I'm talking about concrete commitment. I'm talking about the commitment that says, I am going to stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I've said it in has left. Because I think we all know in this room, character's not something that we inherit. Character's something we gotta wake up every single day, we gotta fight, and we gotta build it. I am not phenomenally skilled, but I'm phenomenally willed. My IQ may never change, but my will changes every year. I get stronger and stronger and more determined. Why? Because it's in my DNA. I make the decisions every single day to be successful or to be a failure. We're not dealing with chance no more, baby. It's all choice. If you are not that talented, you can beat them with time. You can get to the spot before they get to the spot. Get your butt up and get there.
What is going on, everybody? I just see Cinnabon says these YouTube videos that I'm playing, she's never seen some of these. So they're actually all of those videos are coming from a friend of mine, Ben Lionel Scott. Let me go ahead and just show you his. All right, so I'm logged into my Eformula. Sorry about that. Press the wrong button. So Cinnabons was asking where the videos that I play every once in a while before these live streams, where are they coming from? And if you go to YouTube, it's Ben Lionel Scott. And let me just go ahead and zoom in where you can see. So this is him right here. And he's got just a little over 3 million subscribers. And if you go take a look at his videos, he's got a lot of them on here. He's got 143. He puts new videos out every week. And if you click on videos, in the latest one, the one that you just watched just now was It Is Time to Focus. So he posted it like 3 weeks ago. It has 144,000 views. And all of his videos are incredible. I know some people are not into them. They're just like, what's with these videos? Like, why are we watching these videos right now? And it's because it's motivating. It motivates me. And I like to just share with these live streams. I just like to share the things that I'm doing, the things that get me fired up, and the things that could probably get you fired up too. So instead of just seeing a countdown timer on a black screen while I'm going to the bathroom and getting my energy drink, I figure, well, I'll play a video that's actually motivating me. Maybe it'll motivate you too. So let's see here. Vanessa says you look skinny. Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment. I definitely don't want to look skinny though. But I have been spending a lot more time in the gym and cutting out a lot of junk in my diet and really not drinking so much anymore. So I appreciate it. That makes me feel really good. I've literally made my whole weekend. So I like that. All right, I'm going to pause so I can do the official introduction so I can cut all that stuff out for the recording. So we don't have the recording to have to go back and watch all of that. You said, you mean I look great? I'll take any compliment. It doesn't matter as long as it's a compliment. If it's a compliment, I appreciate it. That definitely makes me feel good. So I will pause so we can do the official introduction and get off to the races. Oh, and thanks for all of you asking how my dentist went. That's why we're a little bit late today, because I couldn't change my dental appointment. It's one of those things you set it up every 6 months, and they're like, 6 months from now, can you do this time and this day? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I put it on the calendar and forget about it. And then all of a sudden that day's creeping up. And when I look at my calendar for the next week, I'm like, oh my God, I have a dentist appointment during my live stream. And I called them to see if I could move it around. And I could, but it'd have to be pushed 3 weeks out. And I'm like, I hate the dentist. I'm like, let me just go and get it over with. And I went and no cavities, none of that. But I was sitting in the chair for an hour and 10 minutes. It was a long checkup, but I'm here, and that is why we're a little bit late today than usual. So let's go ahead and get started just here in a second. Actually, before we get started, I just had to say, so actually losing weight for men, at least for me, it is not easy. I've always been a bigger guy my whole life. I actually, what was it, about 2 years ago, I was 278 pounds and now I'm 204 pounds, but I'm going to the gym like 2.5 hours a day, having a really strict diet. It's really hard. I wish it was easy, but it's definitely not. And yeah, Chris, I listen to those videos. Not only do I listen to them in the mornings, I listen to them when I'm at the gym, when I'm trying to like motivate myself in the gym. I don't listen to music anymore. I listen to those motivational videos that you just saw. Okay, so I'll pause and then we'll actually get going here. Hey there, it's your friend Chris Luck, founder of AMBSDR.com, and welcome back to another Ambassador Livestream party. Today is Friday, February 2nd, 2024. That's the first time I actually got that right for the first time. I'm on it today because I've actually been sitting in a dentist chair for the last hour and 10 minutes. For those of you that are here live, we're about an hour late than usual because well, once you set up a dentist appointment like 6 months into the future, you can't really change it. So I've just been kind of antsy because I've just been sitting still in a chair with my mouth wide open for an hour and 10 minutes. But everything is fine. No cavities, none of that. And I love these live streams because I can pop out my Invisalign because I don't have my Invisalign trays in right now. So it's like easy for me to talk. I've been trying to like straighten up my teeth for the last year and a half, and it's working well. It's working well. So since we're here, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let me, go ahead and share my screen and we will just kind of get moving here. I just want to say thank you, Birdie, by saying you look really healthy. I feel really healthy. I'm really putting a lot of time into just kind of personal care, I guess you could say, when it comes to like health, fitness, and, you know, trying to motivate myself and better myself. And I'm trying to distill, not distill, what's the word? I'm trying to get more people to do that as well, because it has really kind of changed my life. Really kind of just taking care of things. So thanks Golden Guy Books by saying love the new hat. So this is actually from the brand that I normally get my hats from, Black Clover. I think, yeah, Black Clover. And my favorite like DJ of all time is DJ Tiesto. I don't really listen to him anymore, but like when I was younger, listened to him. He's like a massive, massive DJ. And this is actually, he designed this hat for Black Clover. And I'm like, I didn't know you could design your own Black Clover hat. So I reached out to Black Clover and I want to design my own hat. And I'm actually working on it with him. So it's gonna be a surprise. So I figured a lot of people are always asking me, like, you know, when somebody said the other day, just a random person came up to me like, oh my gosh, are you like, do you go to Tony Robbins events? And I'm like, no, that's a strange thing to ask a stranger. And he's like, oh, I was just wondering because you're wearing his hat. And I was like, I'm not wearing Tony Robbins' hat. He's wearing my hat. And then I told him my last name and all that. And they're like, no way. And I was like, well, it's not my company and it's not his company either. We just happen to like the brand. So anyway, it's kind of totally random. All right. So this is the agenda for today. Again, Friday, February 2nd. We're going to start off. You might have been getting some emails from me over the past week about a program called Eformula. I'm just today's a last call kind of thing for it. I'll talk about that because I'm getting a lot of questions and DMs about it. Even though I'm doing multiple workshops with my buddy, still good questions coming in. So I figure I want to, clear up a lot of questions today about that. And then I'm going to do a recap on the 2024 Ambassador Certification Step 1, which I did last week. So for those of you that are kind of new to this, I know we have a lot of new ambassadors coming into the family. So welcome if you're new and you're watching this. So I'm actually recording a brand new version of the certification for 2024. And I've decided I'm going to do this every year. So the beginning of every year, I'm going to update the certification from start to finish. And I'm going to be adding new stuff that I've discovered over the last year that's going to make your whole job as a brand ambassador even better and easier, and really diversify your income streams. So this isn't something you have to buy extra inside Ambassador, because as you all know, when you're inside Ambassador, anytime I come out with anything new, I just give it to you. I'm never going to like upsell you or cross sell you or anything like that. I just give it to you. So instead of recording the certification ahead of time and releasing it over time, I figured I'm just going to teach it live every week, because I enjoy environments like this, and I enjoy being around all of you when I'm actually teaching live. So we're going to go over just a recap of last week, step one. Then I'm going to have a segment where I want to talk about some amazing authentic authorities that I have found just over YouTube, on YouTube, and actually a couple other places too, over the last couple of weeks. So we're going to go through those. Then I'm going to teach step 2 of the 2024 certification, which is identify your industry. Then I'm going to go over 280 Ambassador AI assistant use cases. Then I'm going to reveal a brand new Ambassador AI assistant. So I'm actually going to, on my screen to the right of me, I'm going to turn it on when we get to that. So it's going to be, you're going to have a new AI assistant you're going to get to play with if you want. And then we're going to do some more selfie contest winners, because we turned on, as you all know, inside, if you go into, let me go into Ambassador so I can show you. When you go into Ambassador and you click on Family, this is our new section where, it's like a photo wall where we can all see each other and just kind of see the environment that we work in and just it's so much fun to put like names with faces. And I decided to do a fun little contest where I will just pick random members of Ambassador every week and PayPal you $100 just for taking the time to put a picture in here. So that, and then if you notice, you can't see because my camera's over it. But anyway, I've got 47 unread messages, right? DMs to me right now inside Ambassador. And I have not been able to get caught up with my DMs yet at all this week because of everything that I've been working on today, for today's live stream. So what I'm going to do is there's 5 of you that won the selfie contest last week. Here, I'm just going to go show you really quick. So just as a recap for last week, we had Eva Thompson, we had Eric Burns, we had Birdie, we had Annalisa, and we had Robert. So all 5 of you, I know that you have sent me DMs, because if you're one of the 43 or maybe it's 47 DMs that are in my inbox right now, when we're done with this live stream, I'm going to go through and make sure I have your PayPal emails and PayPal you $100. And then we also have 5 more that I want to reveal today. So that is, that's what's going on with the selfie contest. So, all right, so let's go ahead and start at the top of the agenda. I hope you're all really excited for today, because I'm very excited for today. Feels like it's been a while. Every week, every Friday, and like it just seems so long ago since like the last Friday, but we're here. So Eformula, what is that? Because if you've been getting emails about it, I'll just explain really quick, because some of you probably already know. So it's a system that one of my greatest friends in business, his name's Aiden. We've been friends for over 10 years now. And it's a business that he built that actually gives you the power to sell products from big brands on Amazon. And you don't have to deal with like logistics competitors or anything like that. And the reason that I'm even recommending it to any of you is because the only time I'll recommend like another product or program or anything is if it can bolt on to what you're already doing as a brand ambassador. So the thing is if you're going to be writing blog posts, or you're going to be recording YouTube video reviews about something, or you're going to do TikTok, videos about stuff, or reels or whatever about a product, instead of doing it about a product that when someone goes to Amazon through your link, and then if you're getting a commission, you might as well, if there's a way where you can actually be the one selling the product and get 100%, of, instead of getting a commission, literally getting 100% of the sale, that would be pretty cool. And you can do that with what Aiden put together, which is why it's like a perfect marriage for the two type of business models. Not recommended, not required. Obviously, this is just an additional stream that you can bolt onto what you're already doing without redirecting you completely to want to do something different. So how it works is that Aiden built a massive 40,000 square foot warehouse in Texas, and he did it with an in-house on-site team that fully manages everything. He also built a team to go out there and find the hottest products on Amazon on a regular basis that will contact the manufacturer, which is like the brand, and buy a boatload, like we're talking truckloads of units at wholesale. and then they get those shipped to his warehouse. And then we, like us, if you're in this program, you can pick any of the products, press a button, and instantly you can be selling that product on Amazon without ever touching it, without ever, you're not trying to build a brand from the ground up. This isn't drop shipping. This is none of that kind of stuff. These are like real household name brands that are out there. So the reason why he's doing something like this is because when you're buying wholesale, the more units you can buy at one time, the cheaper that you can get them for. So he put together a private buyers club for people that just want to get into this. And as brand ambassadors, again, it's like the perfect bolt-on income stream, because when you're talking about a specific brand, again, instead of getting less than a 10% commission, you're actually getting all of the money, and it's just extremely lucrative. So last week I did a quick demo, and some of you, I can see a lot of names here right now that actually weren't on last week. So I'm going to replay the demo again, and also it's something I'm really excited about. I recorded this before last week's live stream to show you exactly how I'm going to be doing this, because I'm going to be going through all this and bolting this whole program onto my business. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. Let me go ahead and share that really quick, and I'll come right back. So I'm going to play the recording. It's only like 7 minutes or so from last week, and then you'll understand how I'm doing all this, and then we'll come back and talk about it. All right, so I'm logged into my Eformula members area right now. You can see it says, welcome back, Chris Luck, and I am ready for everything to get started. So you can see once you get in, there's a whole start here section on the left where it's going to walk through how the training will work, figuring out your why. It's going to show you how to identify golden product opportunities, and just really give you a nice warm welcome and knowing exactly where to go and kind of how to get started with everything. But I'm not going to give you a tour of what you're going to get inside the members area, because there's something more exciting that I want to show you that is the reason I am in Eformula myself, and I hope that you're going to get in as well, so we can do this together and not only connect in the private community inside of Eformula with all the other Eformula Buyers Club members, but also the private community that I'm creating inside Ambassador, where all of us ambassadors can come together and help each other work together through Eformula as well. But what I want to do is actually show you what got me extremely excited about all of this. So inside the Buyers Club, once you're actually logged in and you go to the Buyers Club, from your Eformula dashboard, you're going to see they have hundreds of products here, and they're adding new products every single week. So like inside Ambassador, how I'm always giving you new trends and new ideas and products that you can talk about as a brand ambassador, what they are doing is Aiden built a specialist team that actually goes out and scouts out the products that are trending, that have huge margins, but also a lot of sales volume, and just hands them to you on a silver platter here. And just to pick one, for example, this is a Power XL smokeless electric indoor grill. So this is just one product that I picked just looking at the Buyers Club just briefly. I didn't even go through the training yet that they put together. This is just me just kind of poking around. But you can see if I wanted to buy this right now, I could buy this from the Buyers Club for $63.50 a unit. And then the selling price on Amazon is $119.99. So all I would do is, for the selling price, I would do $119.99. And then for the quantity, I can put in however many units I would like to buy. So knowing that the price is $63.50, if I wanted to just put, you can see the minimum order quantity here is pretty high because there's actually most products you can just order like 2 units of and just kind of dip your toes in it. For me, I'm not really going to dip my toes in it. I'm going to order probably at least 50 units of every product that I go into, knowing that everything's already selling and proven, which I'm going to show you how to see that in a second, which I'm really excited about. But let's just go ahead and say I would put in 50, and then I would hit place order. And then now in one click, I'm now going to have 50 of these units on the listing on Amazon, in rotation with all the other sellers. So I can actually start making money from just having this product available on Amazon. I didn't have to do any selling. I didn't have to go create, an article and post it on a blog. I didn't have to try to get traffic to it. It just puts me in rotation with people already buying this product. So to show you what that looks like is, I'm on Amazon right now, and I'm using this plugin called Jungle Scout. It's like a Chrome extension that you can use as well. And I'll show you how all this works once you get in. But what's really cool is that I come here, this is that exact product, and look at this. Right now, it says currently unavailable, and they don't know when it's going to be back in stock. That means if we, with this Jungle Scout plugin, we can see for a long time, like we can go back a year, 2 years with this plugin, we can see on average it sells about 131 units a month, and there's no sellers right now, which means if I just put in place order, heck, I could just put in 100 and I would place order, then yes, I would be charged for this. So I would have a credit card on file, so my credit card is charged. But as soon as I do that, I am now going to pop up on this product listing on Amazon, and it's going to say that the product is now available, and then you can buy it with Amazon Prime, because their Aiden's warehouse is that he has a 40,000 square foot warehouse in Texas. That warehouse is all Amazon FBA, meaning that it does the Amazon free 2-day shipping and all that kind of stuff whenever it's available. So I could just find this product, put in, I want 100 of these, and then that listing is now going to be available. And the fact that there are 131 units of this selling every month, and we can see it does this consistently. It's actually bumping up right now. It's probably why it's actually sold out, because maybe it was talked about somewhere on some show or on YouTube, and people are wanting to buy it, but there's no one selling it. So in one click, we can immediately be the seller. And just to kind of show you the numbers behind this, because I'm a numbers person when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I just put together this quick little spreadsheet, and if you get into Eformula, I'll share the spreadsheet with you, because you can build it yourself, but I can just share it with you also. But where it says monthly units sold, how we saw 131. So let's say I'm going to buy, just to start off, 100 units of this. Well, the fact that there's one seller, which would be me, because the product is unavailable, then the monthly units sold from rotation would be 100. Now, if there were 2 sellers and me and one other person, it says monthly units sold 131, we would go in even rotation. So like we would cut that number in half, and I would get half of the units, and then the other seller would get half of the units. So, but in this case, there's no one selling it. So we are literally going to be the only seller. And so I could sell those 100 units. Now the Amazon price, which if we go back and look here, it's $119.99. So if I do Amazon price would be $119.99. And then the wholesale cost, which is the cost that we are paying, is $63.50. So we do $63.50. And then the fees, this is like the Amazon fees that Amazon charges for like everything they do is shipping, listing the item. And it looks like the Amazon fees is about $34.84, because it is an expensive product, and it's electronic and all that kind of stuff. So it's the fees are just a little bit higher. So what we would do is come in here and put the fees would be $34.84. So now to figure out your profit per unit, we would just do the Amazon price minus the wholesale cost, which is what we would be paying, and then minus the Amazon fees. So our profit per unit is $21.65. Now, if I bought 100 units of these, and knowing that I'm the only seller right now, you could take those 100 units and then times that, if I could press my button here, times that by the $21.65 profit, right out of the gate, you would be profiting. This is profiting. This is after expenses. This is after you purchasing the product. This is not you running ads, not doing anything. Right out of the gate, $2,165 month one with just one product. And that is if we just did 100 units. We could obviously, increase it to 130 units, because that's what it says historically, it's been selling at. So then you would, come and just redo the formula where it would, be the 130 units. So that is, that's an example of whenever you find, and then that's what's so great about how they have a specialist team to identify products in this buyers club, because you're going to notice some of these products are like, where are they coming up with these? It's because they're identifying these golden opportunities where there's sales volume, and then in instances like you just saw, and you go to the product listing, there's nobody selling it. So you can get in and just start sucking up profit instantly, which is wild. I've never seen anything like this before. Another example would be this dog coat here. So let's say you're an ambassador and you're in the pet industry, and you're doing articles about, stuff for dogs, or you're doing TikTok videos or YouTube videos, anything about dog stuff. Well, you could then go ahead and do something about this dog coat, and then they show you inside of Eformula how you can get a direct link to send people to the listing on Amazon, which let's go take a look at the listing on Amazon. So this is it right here. So let's say there's a bunch of other sellers selling this product, where if we scroll down, we can see there's actually only one seller, because it doesn't show that there's any other sellers available. So you're literally only going against one person, or you're selling with one person that is selling this right now. So this product, if you didn't do any marketing at all as a brand ambassador, if you just did Eformula only, they're selling 526 units a month of that product. So this is where we would say monthly units sold, 526. Let's say there's two sellers, because there's you and one other person. Then you would take 526 divided by 2. And then that's going to be, you're going to sell about 263 units just by having the product available for sale on Amazon. And as far as the pricing, this is where we would come and say, okay, the Amazon selling price would be $37.85. So then we would put in Amazon price $37.85. The wholesale cost would be $17.38. So then we are going to do $17.38. The fees, with this cool little thing that you get from Jungle Scout, it tells you what the fees are. So figure $9.22. So we'll put in $9.22. And then now, this is where we just do the math. So we would take, how much the price is minus the wholesale cost minus the fees. So we're going to profit about $11.25. Doesn't sound groundbreaking. It's not going to buy you a steak dinner. However, the fact that there's only one other seller selling it, and you're going to be in rotation with over 500 units just being sold every month, we're going to take that $11.25, and then we're going to say, give me $11.25 263 times a month. So that dog coat, even though it might look kind of odd and different for something you wouldn't think to sell, you could make $2,958 a month. And this is passive net profit, and I say passive net profit because the thing with Amazon is this stuff is selling all the time. And you can look with these tools to see over the course of the last 3 months, the last 6 months, the year, 2 years. And that's why what's incredible is that inside of Eformula, again, Aiden built a specialist team that is handpicking products every single week and then putting them into this buyer's club for you. And they might look kind of off the wall initially, but they are all these massive opportunities that could just, each one of these products could add an additional thousands of dollars in just passive profit alongside with what you're doing with the brand ambassador. And the whole reason that I'm even recommending Eformula to everyone inside Ambassador, because you all know that I'm all about, staying in your lane and just doing one thing. But this bolts on to what you're doing, because you can still continue with your writing articles and posting on social media, and you would just write articles and post on social media about these products, and then you could have the link, instead of the link being your Amazon Associates link, you have the link be a direct link to the product listing where you are the only seller. So if you're selling it on Amazon, there's a way to do that, and he shows you inside of the Eformula members area, which is awesome. So I just want to show you this quick little behind the scenes on how I'm going to be doing this on a weekly basis, and that way you can get excited with me. And I really hope that you get in on this so we can be doing this together and sharing, what's working and all that kind of stuff, and just really celebrate what we're doing, as we're doing everything with our brand ambassador business. All right, so this is live Chris now. That was Chris from last week. This is live Chris on February 2nd, and that's what I'm excited about with Eformula. I see a lot of you are actually already excited and got in, and you already were on the first call. So, and I'm excited that you're all excited about it. And if you can't get in, it's totally understandable, because it is an investment to be a part of a buyer's club like that. You can't just have hundreds of thousands of people in something like that, and then, people, can't afford it and all that kind of stuff. So it is actually shut down to the public, by the way, and because he shut it down yesterday, February 1st. But again, like I said, I'm good friends with him, and I had him have the link that was eformula.com/Chris to be open until tonight, because I wanted to give you all one last shot inside Ambassador to be able to get in if you kind of were on the fence, but you didn't really know much about it. And again, all you do is you go to eformula.com/Chris. The doors will be open until tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. Again, he's not going to open these again until 2025. He only does this once a year, and it does come back with a 30-day guarantee. So you could get in now. You could do everything with me. And again, they already started calls and everything. So you can get in, and then if you realize it's not for you, you can get all your money back. Aiden is an extremely nice guy, and as I'm very close personal friends with less than 10 people in this world of business online over 25 years, and he's one of those 10 people. And then also what I want to do too is let you know I'm creating a secret community inside Ambassador where anyone that wants to invest in Eformula with me, because I'm in it myself. Like I'm logged in right now because I was playing around before but before I went to my dentist this morning, I was getting around and catching up on things. So I am in it just like all of you are. And for anyone that wants to do it, I'm going to share with you a lot of ways that I'm actually going to be doing it alongside all the stuff that I'm going to be teaching you through the 2024 Ambassador certification. And all you have to do is DM me inside Ambassador. I saw dozens of you have done this already over last week. I just haven't got back with you yet because I wanted this, after this live stream, to kind of collect everyone's names that got in and just get you all in the community at one time. But just DM me a screenshot that you logged into Eformula, just kind of like how I did right here, where it says, welcome to Eformula, and I can see that, that you're logged in. Then what I'll do is I'm personally going to add you to a community I'm creating inside Ambassador and I'm doing all this on Monday. So anyone that sent me a DM, whether you won a prize from last week's selfie contest or this week, Monday I'm sitting down on February 5th, and all day I'm going to be catching up on my DMs inside Ambassador and creating this private Eformula group, but then also getting everyone paid out and everything. Oh, I pressed the button. Shouldn't have done that. Getting everyone paid out for the last week's selfie contest winners. So that is item 1 on the agenda. What are we, like 40 minutes into the live stream? And that's item 1. Now, moving on to item 2. So again, 2024, brand new certification that I have been working on for you inside Ambassador, because the thing is with being a brand ambassador and also with just anything in business is that the only way to like not just survive on the internet, but like thrive and just completely like the beginning of every year, just have hockey stick growth, is you have to stay on top of everything. You have to, if AI is a big thing right now, you better learn every possible thing you can know about how to use AI to grow your business. Otherwise, your competitors are going to learn everything there is to know about it. You're not, and they're going to blow right past you. And you're going to be like, oh my God, everything, I can't keep up with everything. I'm going to move on and do insert business number B, and then you're starting all over again. Well, how I've been able to do what I've been doing for 25 years, and I continue to do it every year, is because you have to always be innovating, and just every year is different. Like what happened, what worked back in the MySpace days doesn't really work so well anymore because MySpace isn't around. And even before MySpace, I was doing stuff to get paid to talk about brands back in like during the AOL days. I was on AOL Instant Messenger. For some of you, there was another messenger called ICQ. I was using that. I had whole playbooks on talking about products on ICQ and going on bulletin boards and all kinds of stuff. I mean, like, I can't talk about that stuff now because it's outdated. So literally every year, there's just breakthrough things that you can do to really grow your business. Now, I'm not saying like you're building this business and you're kind of like, imagine you're like building a campfire. I'm not saying like, okay, you spent all last year building this campfire and then all of a sudden I'm going to teach you something new this year. And you're like, just forget that campfire. Let's go build another one. And it's like, no, I'm constantly giving you new like types of fuel and wood and stuff you can put on your fire to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you stop attending to your fire, then it's going to go out. And it's sometimes campfires can take a long time to build because it just depends on, if you're actually doing it right or not. So in 2024, which we're in right now, I'm doing, and I'm going to do this every year, I'm going to create a new certification that is specific for that year. And it's going to be basically taking and building off of the certifications of the past. And so 2023's and 2022, all of the certifications inside Ambassador up until now has all been about just building a nice core, foundational, fundamental blog that you own, you control, and that way you're not building your whole business on the backs of something like a MySpace that can just disappear tomorrow, and then you're screwed. So with a blog, you always own and control that. So then all of your attention goes to publishing on your blog, and then you can leverage all the other platforms to drive traffic to your blog, and then but you're owning and controlling that. So that's the really big, it's something you always want to have no matter what you do. And some people now, they don't even call it a blog anymore. They'll call it a website, they'll call it a platform, they'll call it a community, people are always trying to reinvent words, but at the end of the day, it's still a blog. And so what I'm doing in 2024 now is I'm giving you, not that everything that we taught before is outdated. It is not. I'm showing you a new batch of wood that you can throw on to the campfire you've been building if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. So that's kind of that's kind of a recap on why we're doing all this stuff with being a brand ambassador for 2024. So let's go ahead and get into it. So last week I went over step 1, so I'm not going to reteach all this again. You can go into Ambassador. You all have access to it because anytime I release any new training, any new courses, if I release a new AI assistant, I automatically give it to you. It's unlocked and you don't have to pay anything extra for it. So the certification's unlocked right now for all of you. If it's not, just reach out to support. We'll make sure it's unlocked. And when you get in there, you're just going to see right now step 1, but there's 12 steps through the 2024 certification. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to teach a live step every week on a live stream. Some weeks I'll teach a couple steps, and depending on how much time we have. And when we're done with the live stream, I'm going to clip out that part and then have it its own standalone video, and then put it inside the certification inside Ambassador. So right now, when you go to the 2024 certification, you can see that it just says step 1. But again, there's 12 steps, but this step 1 was what I taught last week. So you click on there, it's called Pick Your Path. You can get my notes and everything, and then you're gonna see the curriculum kind of build over time. So what I talked about last week was there's 2 paths you can go is an ambassador. You can actually go through, let's talk about, I called it faceless freedom, but it was so amazing. I saw one of you in our community call it, when you left a review for ambassador, you called it faceless fun. If I had to go back and redo it, I would totally have renamed it faceless fun, but faceless freedom. So I'll actually talk about that first. So that is where if you want to get paid to talk about brands that you love by writing articles, where people's going to find those articles on Google. And this is going to be great if you want to be behind the scenes, if you kind of want to be more unknown. The advantages is you can have the freedom to be disconnected from your business because your face isn't attached to anything. You don't have to be talking on camera or keeping up with any of that kind of stuff. So you can build a presence across multiple industries because you're not going to be known as Carl, the camping god. Your name could be Carl, but like one week you could be talking about camping, the next week you could be talking about video games, the next week you could be talking about houseplants. It doesn't matter. So then the disadvantage though is that people won't build a deep relationship with you. So it's very transactional and you just have to roll with it. Some examples are like bestreviews.com, one of the best examples I used in all the previous certification, which is all they do is just they publish articles that are like, hey, here is the best air fryers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And they've done that for years. And then they sold to a big media company a few years ago for $160 million in cash. Like there is a lot of money to be made in these businesses. So, and these blogs. And then there's best products. There's LuxList, which is where I showed you what I built. Tom's Hardware, the Spruce. These were all just examples you can go look at. So that was kind of starting off the certification last week, saying you can go the faceless route. And if you've already started going down that path and you don't want to go down a new path, stick with the path you're on right now. You don't need to go change anything or rebrand yourself or any of that. But I do know there's a handful of you, actually a lot of you, that want to be more of the face of the brand. Like you kind of built the blog and you like the idea and you totally understand everything, but you just really want to be like in the spotlight. So I'd never have done training to show anyone about being in the spotlight because I've never wanted to be in the spotlight. I've always wanted to be behind the scenes. And it was up until starting Ambassador where I finally bought a camera and turned it on. I actually this is my office and I'm like, you know what? I'll turn on a camera and I'll light up my office and you can all kind of just see where I where I live and work, it feels like. And now that I've been doing it, I'm feeling a little more comfortable, like being on camera and talking to you and seeing the live chat and just having a lot of fun with all this. So I figured, you know what? This would be a really good time in 2024 to actually share with all of you. Like if I was going to go out on all the platforms, like the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Snapchats, and all that stuff, how would I do it? And I've been studying this for a long time and have been really paying attention to the people that are just coming out of nowhere. And where everyone is going one direction, they're going a different direction. And so what I've decided I'm going to call that is being an authentic authority. So we talked about that last week. So an authentic authority is if you want to get paid to talk about brands that you love, but doing it as yourself across social media, doesn't matter what platform, any platform or all platforms, but doing it in a natural and authentic way. I'm not talking about looking, like a 10 out of 10 coming, whatever, like looking like a cover model and having like perfect lighting and perfect cuts on your video and animations, like not that. And you'll see what I mean in a second. So this is going to be great if you just would like to maybe be on camera, you want to be in pictures, you want to be discovered, you want to be recognized, you want to be inspiring. It's going to be great for people that want to connect with people because social media is shifting towards authenticity in 2024. It's already happened. And I have a video you can watch. There's a link. You can go watch it, see what I mean. Disadvantages of this is that you're in the spotlight. You'll have a lot of trolls and negative people to deal with. That's the problem whenever you're like the face of anything. You're going to have people out there that are just going to be haters. So you just have to deal with them. And there's some examples, and I'll go through some more examples here in a second, but I gave some examples. And then I said a really good secret about if you want to go this route is to really magnify what makes you unique. So don't try to copy someone else's style. You can use someone else's style as like motivation but that's just it. Real quick, Naomi says, I hope Chris keeps the 2023 version up for us. There's some incredible deep dives, and yeah, so I'm always going to do that. And you can see that now, actually. If you go to the course directory inside Ambassador, you'll see 2023 certification. That'll never go anywhere. Because yeah, there's some videos in there. There's like 2.5 hours long where I talk about like buying domain names, and I go down these crazy rabbit hole and stories and stuff I've told that are really helpful for people that want to like buy and sell domain names. I'll never delete old training. I will leave the old training there, but I will label it the year that training was created, so you know, and then I'll let you know about the new training. So there'll always be new training that is coming on as well. Okay, so that is that's what I taught last week. So the checklist I gave you last week was to pick your path. Now, again, if you're already going the faceless route and you've got your blog and you just want to stick with what you're doing and you just kind of want to hang tight and just see all the new stuff I'm going to be teaching inside the new certification, trust me, that's perfectly fine, because I'm basically here. You know what? Let me show you, because I want a lot of you that have already begun your journey as a brand ambassador. Maybe you don't want to go the authentic authority route. I want you to see that it's okay and you don't have to do that. So let me show you what I mean. If we take a look at the 2024 certification, so this is the agenda. This is the curriculum that I put together. So pick your path is what I just kind of summarized really quick. Today, we're going to be talking about identifying your industry. So if you've already got your industry, you've already built your blog, you don't want to be on camera for the life of you, that's fine. So you basically can just hang tight through step 1, through step 2, through step 3, through step 4, through step 5, 6, and maybe even, I would say step 7. If a lot of you are kind of on your journey now and you don't want to change and be like an authentic authority and do personal branding, you can kind of hang tight with me until we get to step 7. And then I want you to pay attention, because step 7 is when I'm going to show you all the new stuff that you kind of need to know when it comes to social media, when it comes to publishing, when it comes to posting your content in new ways, and then scaling and all that kind of stuff. And then using AI through a lot of that. So I'm going to actually give like really deep dive trainings for you on how to use all of our ambassador assistants, which if some of you have not been using these yet, God help you, because the ones that are using this are on fire. And I'm seeing it in the reviews all the time and in the community from all of you that are using these. Just the feedback you've been giving is just unreal. So just these assistants alone, I could easily charge hundreds of dollars a month a subscription for you to use these because of just how powerful they are and how expensive it is for our AI team to keep these updated. So I'm glad that you all are loving those, and I'm going to really show you a deep dive on all those assistants throughout the 2024 certification. So my path, as I like to teach, I don't like to teach and I don't like to teach where it's all theory and just say, you should do this. You might want to consider this. I actually like to do it like as if you're sitting next to me in my office right now. So just so you know, like visually, what I always imagine you're sitting like right here next to me whenever I go into like teaching mode, which you're about to see in a minute. And I imagine you're sitting here next to me and you've got like a keyboard and your monitor, and we're just working together. So keeping that in mind, I always have to put myself in the mindset where the best way to kind of work together is work together, where let me just do it with you. So that's kind of what I like to do and how I like to teach. So the way we're going to do this going through this whole new certification is I'm going to teach you like every week, at least one new step. I'm going to give you a checklist, and then I want you to do it. I'm not going to do it in front of you right then. I want you to do it on your own first. And then what I'll do is the next week, like for instance, right now, I'm going to show you how I did it, because I don't want you to just copy everything that I'm doing. I actually want you to think for yourself, and then you can always cross-check with and see how I did it. So last week was real easy. You just had to decide what path you're going to go down. So my path was, I'm going to show you how to become an authentic authority by attempting to become an authentic authority. I say attempting because, I mean, hell, I might think this is going to work out really great, and I might crash and burn. And if I crash and burn, you're going to be the first one to see it, and you're going to know all the things not to do. I don't think that's going to be the case, but if it is, I'm being totally transparent about it. Good thing is I'm not teaching you something that is total, like, hey, I hope this works. Let's find out. Like, I mean, I hope it works in the sense how I'm going to brand myself and everything. So that's what I mean by that. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm always going to be sharing with you examples of people that are killing it, that are inspiring me to do things the way that I'm going to be teaching you. So that being said, I put together a list of some amazing authentic authorities. Some of these were that you've seen already from last week. A lot of some of these at the top here are all brand new. So I'm going to just click on some of these so you can get an idea when I talk about being an authentic authority, what that even means, because that's still a word that I've never heard anyone use that term before. So I like to say I was the one that came up with that, and I want to keep explaining what it means so it's really clear to you. So for example, Sophie talks about recipes, and this is perfect. So Goodsfellow, this couldn't be better timing that this just came through in the chat. Goodsfellow said, I have a face for radio. Guess what? Most people think that, and not that you do, but like most people think that about themselves. And check this out. So Sophie, let's click on Sophie here. So this is not Sophie. This is just some stock photo that they made as like the cover image. And she just says, hi friends, my name is Sophie. That's her about line on her YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel is Essen Recipes. So I would probably, if I was to assume her last name could be Essen, Essen, 511 videos. Check out these videos. So these are recipe videos, and Sophie is not on camera at all. So for instance, this one right here, she posted 2 years ago. These are not shorts, by the way. These are actual like long form videos. Because it's I don't want to say easy, but it's common for people to get like 20, 30 million views on a YouTube short, but on a long form video, not so much. But look at this, like this 2.5 years ago, all it is it says, it's so delicious, I can cook it almost every day, incredibly fast and easy. You don't know what Sophie looks like. That might not even be her hand on camera. That could be like someone she hired that might have better fingernails than her. I don't know. Maybe she's just filming it. So all it is like a chick. She's showing you how to make chicken. Doesn't even talk. So doesn't talk. She's not talking. She's not showing her face, but it's super authentic. So you can still be an authentic authority and not actually be on camera. There's a whole, I talked about this last week, where there's a whole category out there of people that just have these channels that are called like Study With Me. And a lot of them, you don't even see who they are. You just see their hands and you kind of see their setup on their desk, but you don't know who they are. But they're very authentic and very real, and people like that. So this is, so Sophie is one example. Another example here is called Justice Buys. So Justice Buys just reviews a bunch of random stuff on Amazon to show you how big this can really get. Is a lot of you that are just getting started, I feel like a lot of you that are just getting started in this world of being a brand ambassador, you've been burned in the past by investing in programs or going through a program that someone said, just do this and you will make X amount per month. Don't believe any of that stuff, because no one can guarantee you're going to make X amount per month if you do this. If so, everyone in the world should buy that program. So what I want you to understand is that, like, with this business, I don't even use the word business. Like when I'm talking to my kids and friends, I use the word game. Like the game that I like to play, which is what we're doing right now, is playing a little game called Being a Brand Ambassador. The more at bats that you can get, the more home runs you're going to hit. So when if you were writing articles, the only way for you to like really succeed at this, pump out as many articles as you possibly can. If you write 80 articles and publish 80 articles, be like, yeah, this doesn't work, and give up, well, this business isn't for you. Maybe gambling is. Going and just pulling a handle on a slot machine. Maybe that's more fun. But the people that stick with it and are constantly publishing articles or making videos like I'm about to show you here, and just sticking with it, you're going to have a couple like at bats that are just grand slams. And you're like, oh my God, like I need to do more of that. And then you can double down on like what works, and you can kind of figure out what path is going to be best for you. So anyway, this Justice Buys, 860,000 subscribers, only 49 videos. And then you can see here that his videos, and you'll notice in a lot of videos, they're not his hands. Like I don't even know if that's him, because he doesn't even, it could be another, again, stock footage thing that kind of looks real and authentic, but you never really hear him talk on camera, and the hands are different in a lot of these. So what I would assume he is doing is exactly what I teach inside Ambassador, he's going and getting really cool product videos off of TikTok and making his own little compilation of them, and then putting the links to where you can buy those products on Amazon. And then he's getting 28 million views, 52 million views, 6 million views, 10 million views. And these are videos that are just weird stuff on Amazon, and just really interesting things. Like but people like it. People like weird and interesting. So I've talked about this a few times in the past, where it's like just going after like kind of more of a things you never knew existed type of stuff. So anyway, that's Justice. And then some of you that are, I know we have some of you that are like starting retirement, or you're deep into retirement, and you're wondering like, well, how can you make this work for you? Well, as you're about to see today, whenever I teach you step 2, which is identifying your industry, you're going to have all kinds of ideas going through your mind. But I want to show you Frank Watkinson here. So he plays acoustic covers of popular songs. So songs that were popular at one time, or songs that you would hear on the radio. Look at this. So he has 815,000 subscribers on YouTube. Don't know how old he is. He's not necessarily young. And all he does is, here, let me turn.
Can look you in the eye. You're just like an angel.
Just loves playing guitar. And he's doing a cover of a popular song. There's actually a really crazy song that's sang by like this creepy girl lady. So seeing him sing it, he has his own little authentic way of doing it. And if you did something like this, where if you're super into something, call it like gardening or call it, just whatever kind of hobbies you're into. If his hobby is playing the guitar, turn on your camera. It doesn't matter what the lighting looks like. It doesn't matter what your backdrop looks like. He has like cats all over the place, and he's, I don't know, looks like a beach towel hanging out behind him. But it doesn't matter. The more authentic and real you can be. Just this video, to give you an idea, was posted 3 weeks ago, and he has 948,000 views on this video. So, how does this apply to being a brand ambassador? Well, if you're just being a cover singer, just get creative with it. Be like, if you're using the same guitar every time, or maybe you're a guitar collector and you want to use different guitars each time, have links in your description where people can go buy that guitar. There's so many people that I follow on YouTube myself that where I'm trying to teach myself like just different things with audio and video and like better, like the stuff that you see around my office, like this keyboard. I'm really getting into like mechanical keyboards. So I've been watching YouTube videos about mechanical keyboards, and people that have these kind of real authentic videos, what they do in their descriptions on Amazon, they will have like 30 links, and the links are things that are in view in wherever they're at. So for me, I could be like, oh, here's this cool little, I don't know, this little gaming thing here. Here's a what is it? Like a genie lamp from the movie The Secret. I like all the stuff behind me. I could put, if I wanted to, I could put a link to everything behind me on Amazon, and then publish some videos, and people will be like, oh my God, I love this like keyboard he's got over here. What kind of microphone is this? Or what XLR cable is this green cable coming out? And what's this tripod thing that he's got? Like, people love to know that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be teaching you all of this as we go like further along, throughout this year. Another one is Ian. So let's say you don't know anything, let's say you don't have a skill. You don't have a talent. You're not going to be playing the acoustic guitar. There's nothing you really want to teach, but let's say you just want to talk about life in the way that you perceive life. Well, you could do what Ian does. So Ian created this YouTube channel, and it just says profound pondering, and just pondering with Ian. Now, he has 220 videos, and here's what I'm going to do. Check this out. I'm going to click on oldest first to show you. He started this about 2 years ago, so these are his oldest videos. He's posting videos, and it's like all of his titles are like, what happens when we die? What makes you happy? The best advice you've ever gotten. Like really interesting stuff. But it's like 100 views, 144 views, 123 views, 120 views, 148 views, 92 views. Like this is, and he just doesn't stop. 91 views, 200 views, 128 views, 82 views. He doesn't stop. So now let's look at the latest videos. 1 day ago, 33,000 views. 3 days ago, 14,000 views. 5 days ago, 11,000 views. 7 days ago, 381,000 views. And if you notice, his videos now look very authentic, and they are all like themed the same way, where he's in the same room. Again, doesn't matter about lighting, doesn't matter about the camera quality or what type of whatever lens you're using and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he's just recording. It could be off his phone, off his webcam or whatever. And all he does is just talk about things. Like he talks about letting go of yourself and talks about stop waiting on life to happen. So if this is something that maybe you want to do and talk about things that you're just interested in, you don't have to talk about stuff you necessarily already know. You can talk about stuff that you're just kind of curious about. And what if you're getting ideas from different books or different courses or something else, you can just put together, when you plan out a video, you just put like together some links to different books you might reference or quotes that you might mention out of certain books. And people that like 14,000 people that are, or let's say 33,000 people that are into his 15-minute talk about you have to let yourself go, he could find a handful of books. Like here's his top 3 books on letting yourself go. And he can just mention those. Like, hey, a lot of what's been inspired from today's talk has come from this book and this book and this book. And there's links in the description if you want to check them out, and just continue on with your talk. And you better believe when people are trying to like discover more about themselves or get through something and they love your video, they're going to go buy your books. Most every book that I have comes from, I heard someone mention that they liked it in a video and I go and buy it. So that is Ian. And then I talked about a bunch of others here last week, so I won't talk about them again. You can just go watch last week's live stream. Miss Excel talks about Microsoft Excel. Sam Sulik talks about bodybuilding. Doug talks about cars. Katarina talks about tech tips. Casey talks about Pilates. Jonathan talks about woodworking. And these are all just very real, very authentic, just really inspiring things. And anyway, just wanted to kind of get you up to speed on what we talked about last week with step one. And that was, what was step one? I'm covering so much today. We're still just getting started. Step one was picking your path, and we talked about amazing, authentic authorities. So now what I'd like to do is first pause for a second and just want to make sure that all of you in the chat, how are you liking this live stream so far? On like a 1 to 10 scale, like how are you liking the live stream? Because yeah, and Naomi nailed it too. The stuff the stuff that I talk about all the time is you should do stuff because you like doing it. You're never going to hear me talk about you will make this amount of money in this amount of time, or like, and I say that I try to be so open and honest about this. It's like if you want to get rich quick, or if you need to make $500 next month, I am not your guy. Like you're learning from the wrong guy. Go type in how to make $500 a month next month on YouTube, and go follow those guys, because maybe they know something. But that's not me. I'm the type of person that I'm very passionate about very few things, but the things that I'm really passionate about, I just love to go all in on it. And the good thing with being a brand ambassador is that if you're passionate about, let's say, AI stuff, like let's say you're just now learning AI stuff and you're like, oh my God, I love using this tool for this and this tool for this. Well, guess what? Just start a YouTube channel and just say, I make videos about AI and like learn with me. Like how people have study with me and they have work with me. You could start a whole new trend and call it learn with me. And you could just let everyone know like, hey, my name's Chris. I love AI. I'm learning it because we're all learning it. It's so brand new. So every week I'm going to pick I don't know, I'm just making this up, by the way. I'm going to pick a tool or software. And I'm going to spend all week learning it. Learn with me. And then what you could do is in all your videos, you could have a link to go get that software if people want to use it. And then that will be through your link, which is if they end up signing up, it could be your referral link and you'll get a commission. So it's just like, I'm always just, I try so hard to let you all know, like if you're coming into this right out of the gate, like I need to make this amount of money by a certain amount of time, go learn how to do that from somebody else. And then when you want to actually spend time on your passion and love every day and just do stuff that you love and be surrounded by people that also love doing the same thing, then come back to me and then come back to the ambassador world, because that's kind of how we are. So let's go ahead and take a look. What's up, John? John is here. John, remind me your age. Was it 80, 81? I can't remember, but I tell so many stories to people I know, like my real life friends at the gym and stuff, about you, John. So just keep that in mind. People out there know who you are. Okay, so I just asked if you could, for all you that are here, to give me an idea of how you like the live stream. So it looks like we're doing good so far. Good. So we are going to continue on with the show, if that's all right. So this is the part where I need to stop and kind of pause, because this next part is the part where you're going to go into the 2024 certification later. And if you want to watch step 2, which is identify your industry, what I'm about to do right now is teach that live. So what I have to do is pause so I can go look at the timeline later and see the pause in the audio and know like where I started and stopped this session. But before I do that, I actually need to see how I started the last one, because I like to try to keep them all kind of similar. So let me hit play, because I just got to remind myself like how I started step 1 so they all kind of sound the same. So let me take a look real quick. Hey there, it's your friend Chris Luck, founder of AMBSDR.com, and welcome to the 2024 Ambassador Certification Program. So what you're seeing right now is step one, obviously, because you clicked on step one or tapped on step one. Okay, I got an idea of what I was doing. So, all right, so I have so many darn tabs open on my browser because of all the other things I wanted to talk about this today. Let me see. You know what? Let me just close out all the ones I know I'm not going to need because we are just going to. I'm trying to make it. Oh, there's all our ambassadors. I love looking at our photo wall. It's so like just inspiring to like see all of your faces. Thank you all that are taking the time to do that and post your stuff up there. Okay, so we are going to do the identify your industry. Okay. Alrighty. So remember, though, for those of you that are here live, I'm going to teach this live, and then I want you all to do it yourself, and then I'm going to do it myself, like over this weekend, and then I'm going to present it to you next week on like, okay, here's how I identified my industry. Okay, so Patrick says, tell me where to get your keyboard. You know what? Yeah, just for fun, let's go on a little. You want to go down my rabbit hole? I have spent so much just random money on just keyboards because I figure I spend so much time typing on things. I want just a keyboard that feels good and sounds good. And I bought probably 12 different keyboards, and these aren't like cheap keyboards. It's kind of like an obsession now. I should just have like a wall of keyboards behind me so you could see them all. But the company that I found that I like the most is called Keychron, and this one specifically is a Keychron K4 Pro. So let's look this up. I should give you my link right now, but I don't have a link. You caught me off guard. So Keychron K4 Pro. Okay, so this is I guess you can get them on Amazon. I like buying them on their website because you can like customize them. So, oh, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Guess it'd probably help if I share my screen. So this one isn't bad. This one's only $99, but it's super heavy, and I have the black fully assembled one. I have an RGB backlight, so you can set up to where when you type, like you can't see it on camera, but it's cool. It lights up and stuff. And then for the switches, there's actually different types of switches on how the tactile response is for your keyboard. And I have brown. I've tried red, blue, and brown, and I have the brown switches. And I don't know. That's just what I like. If you want to go down this rabbit hole, then you would go to YouTube and you would type in like Keychron blue switches, Keychron red switches, Keychron brown switches, and then people will have nice microphones really close to their keyboard, and they'll just tap on keys, and you'll hear what it sounds like. It's pretty wild. So anyway, that's my little nerd session there. Okay, so we're gonna do step two, and I guess I need to go full screen here, and I'm gonna imagine that someone, maybe yourself, just finished watching step one and of the 2024 certification. You're about to watch step two, so I'm gonna teach it live. And this is like a first time run of like me teaching live. So I hope it goes well. I never plan this ahead of time. I spend forever putting together the outline and all of that, but I never do a dry run of teaching because I feel it's more authentic and real if I just do it live the first time around. And then if I mess up, then I just kind of let you know I messed up. I kind of make fun of myself and move on. Okay, so let's pause for a second and so I know when to cut it out and start it back up. Hey there, it's your friend Chris Luck, founder of AMBSDR.com, and welcome to step two of the 2024 Ambassador Certification Program. So assuming you've completed step one and you know you want to go either the authentic authority path or you want to go the more faceless freedom path, then now you should continue on with step two. If you have no idea what I just talked about, you might want to go back and watch step one, because the way that I design anything that I teach is always through a very linear, like step 1, do this, and then here's your checklist. And then once you do that, it builds on to step 2, and then builds on to step 3. So try not to jump around through these steps as we go through this 2024 certification together. Otherwise, you're going to be super confused, lost, and I don't want you to be super confused and lost. Is kind of where I was going with that. So let's go ahead and share my screen. And what I'd like to do now is I'm going to go ahead and walk through everything about what this is. So this is called Identify Your Industry. So the purpose of this step is to properly guide you in pinpointing the industry that is going to align best with your interests, your hobbies, your expertise, and my favorite is your curiosities. Because a lot of people, the thing is like whenever they go into any business, they think that you always hear like, chase or profit from your passions, or, you know, all that kind of stuff, or like lean into your hobbies, or just do what you're good at, or all that kind of nonsense. I guess, I don't know, there's a time and place for all that kind of stuff. But what a lot of people, I never hear anyone say is anything about like going after what you're curious about. So I think, and I'm learning this just recently, like into 2024, I am just now realizing that, because I'm doing all this myself. Like I decided in step 1 that I'm going to go in the authentic authority route, and I'm going to attempt to position myself as an authentic authority in an industry that I have no existing attachment in. I have no connections in. I've got nothing in. I'm starting completely from scratch. Going to start brand new channels completely from scratch. And I really was leaning into a couple different things on what I was going to do after I completed step 1 myself, just like you probably hopefully did. And I started thinking about like, what's going to be my thing? And that's always the funnest thing to think about. Like, what's my thing? And the things that have me the most excited were the things that I'm the most curious about right now, where a lot of people out there, they don't talk about building a business around what you're curious about because you're still learning it. But the thing is with being an authentic authority is that if you're truly authentic and come just right out of the gate, like that you're learning and you're super excited about insert thing, and then people see that because they're trying to learn about this stuff too. And if they feel like, oh my God, I just met this person and they're super in to what I'm super into right now, they're a little bit further along because they've been super into this maybe a little longer than I have. But the fact that they see that, you're almost going to be building this like, I don't know, like this invisible affinity and relationship with each other in a weird way, because it's like they're learning with you. And this kind of epiphany happened to me about 2 weeks ago. And because I was reading a bunch of books and all kinds of stuff about being a polymath. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can go back and look at the past live streams inside Ambassador. And there was a live stream that I did talking about being a polymath, and you'll see what I mean. But anyway, reason I go on these rants sometimes and these little, I don't know, just talks that in my mind, I'm like, okay, I want to get what's in here into your mind. And sometimes I have a structure that I want to follow, and then I kind of start on the structure, and I'm like, oh, I got to talk about this for a second. So totally got off rant there about curiosities, which is just the one word on this list here. And if you're looking at this and you're like, oh, I want all this kind of whatever document that I'm looking at right now, let's say you want this, you can totally get it. There's going to be a link below this video inside the certification inside Ambassador, where in one click you can open up this, because I don't want you to take notes because I've already taken notes for you. They're right in front of you. So just follow along with me and kind of just think about what you're going to be doing yourself. And if you want to ever attend any of my live sessions, you totally can. You can go to the live stream calendar inside Ambassador, because I'm actually teaching this in a live environment right now. So even though this might seem like this is rehearsed or recorded or whatever, yes, I'm recording it, but I'm also streaming live right now. So just to show you, like there's like Craig, and I can click on buttons to kind of pop up people's comments. So Craig says good info, and so many of these rants. We have people coming in from Istanbul, just all over the place, and you're all kind of chatting back and forth with each other, which is awesome. So David likes the rabbit holes. Thanks, David. So if any of you that are watching this and you want to kind of attend one of my live sessions of any of the courses or trainings or certifications that I teach inside Ambassador, you can do that. That's part of being a member of Ambassador. You can just go. It's all inclusive. It's like going to a resort, on some private island, and you got your wristband on, and you have all access to everything all the time. So feel free to kind of bounce around and kind of follow me into the other areas inside Ambassador if you want to kind of do this stuff with me live. Okay, so what we're going to do here is the strategies for industry identification. It's I kind of went a little overboard. I'm not going to lie, because I could easily just say, write down what you're passionate about. Write down things that you're really good at. Write down some things you're curious about. Put it all on a spreadsheet. And now let's move on to step 3. So that's what I could do. But then I said, you know what? That's what everyone else would do. They take it like the easy way out. I wanted to give you so many ideas on how you can identify and come up with an industry that you would like to go down yourself. And this doesn't matter if you've chosen in the previous step, if you've chosen to be an authentic authority, or if you chose to go more of the faceless freedom route. That's okay. Everything moving forward is just going to build off of whichever path you picked. So let's go ahead and go through each of these. I will recommend that you do start a spreadsheet, and you'll see as we go through all of the rest of certification together, I use spreadsheets for everything just to keep track of my thoughts. And I would recommend a spreadsheet. And as you go through each of these strategies, and you don't have to go through all of these, you could only just go through one of these if one really kind of hits home for you, or go through a couple. But I recommend kind of writing down on a spreadsheet and keeping track of things that are coming to mind that you could see yourself being a brand ambassador in like an industry about something. So self-reflection. So starting off, this is the easiest thing, is to really reflect on like what you're genuinely passionate about and like what excites you. And think about the topics that you often like read about or things that you discuss with like your friends or your family. So for me, I can tell you right now, like all these books you see behind me, I'm in a real office. This is my actual like office in my basement. By the way, this is not like an AI background or anything like that. So many people think it is, it's not. I would pull my video games off my Nintendo back there, but I don't want to mess up my bookshelf. So reflecting or thinking about topics that you read about or discuss with friends and family, I'll tell you a lot of these books behind me these are all like my favorite books. And a lot of them are about like business strategy and mindset and just kind of positioning yourself to just really stand out and just be much different than everyone else in an industry you want to go into. So I could totally like come up with like, okay, putting down like leadership or marketing strategy, like those kind of ideas would be ideas that I could put on a spreadsheet because that's what I'm passionate about in terms of reading. But then also when I'm talking to friends and I'm talking to family, the things that I usually talk a lot with them about is, and questions that they ask me is about like fitness. I got really into fitness a few years ago. So I'm always talking about that and talking about what I do and like eating and that kind of stuff. And I also talk a lot about AI, especially with people that aren't in this industry of the internet or doing anything like with online business or anything. They, like friends of mine know that I do, all they know is I do stuff on the internet, but they don't really know what it is. I'm like, I would love to, when I find out, I'll be more than happy to tell you because I can never answer that question. Like, what do you do for a living? Internet. I don't know, just a lot of stuff. So I'm always talking about AI and people will come to me saying, Chris, I remember you said you did stuff on the internet. What do you know about AI? So then I just am naturally passionate about it. And I'm constantly, if someone's asking me something about how to use AI and I don't know the answer, I will pull out my phone and make a note on my phone and I will find the answer and then I will go tell them the answer. So it's like reading marketing strategy, everything that's behind me, and then talking to friends about AI, fitness. So those are things that I would be putting on a spreadsheet in terms of trying to decide like what category would I want to go into. So that's just self-reflection, just to kind of get your wheels turning. Next is going to be like interest and hobby inventory. So you want to make a comprehensive list of all of your interests and all of your hobbies, and really even include hobbies that you might consider like minor or occasional. And thank you, Francisco, that's here live. Says, all sounds really good. This is amazing. Yeah, any one of you that are here live, if you've got anything you'd like to say for me to like pop up on the screen, I'll be more than happy to pop you up on the screen, because it's kind of fun to make this interactive. So comprehensive list of interests or hobbies. So for me on my spreadsheet, I could add like gaming, but I could also add Fortnite, because I love to play Fortnite with my daughters, like on the weekends, whenever, if we don't have softball tournaments, volleyball tournaments, or practices or anything like that, because my daughters are 11 and 13 right now and just busy with all kinds of things, we're usually playing Fortnite. And so I could put gaming, like console gaming, like Xbox would be, gaming could be a category, console gaming could be a category, Fortnite could be a category. So just out of the one interest of just gaming, I just kind of opened up a few more ideas. So I could put each one of those on my spreadsheet, because going the authentic authority path, what's great is that you get to decide what it is you're going to talk about. So what we're doing right now through this step is just to come up with as many things on a spreadsheet as you can, as big and wide, all the way down to as narrow as possible. Just don't worry about the competition right now. Don't worry about what the industry overall is like and how big it is. Just get your ideas down right now. I always like to use the term idea storming instead of brainstorming. We're like idea storming. And so do that, and include hobbies that you might consider. So a hobby for me is working out. Another hobby it's very occasional, is playing pickleball with my neighbor. So I know a little bit about pickleball. Now, am I going to position myself as like a pickleball authority? Probably not, but I'll put it on the spreadsheet anyway, so it can maybe open my mind to other ideas later. Skills and expertise evaluation. So this is where you can assess your current skills, your expertise. Like, what are you actually already really good at? If you're not good at anything, don't put anything down, but just identify any unique skills that could really set you apart in a specific industry. So for instance, if you're, let's say as you're coming up with ideas, let's say you really like the outdoors. So maybe one of the items on your spreadsheet could be outdoors. But then now when you think more about it, you could be like, well, what do I like to do outdoors? I like to do camping. So you put camping down, and then you think about, okay, when I'm camping, what are other things? What do I like to do when I'm camping? Maybe hiking. Okay, put hiking down. Maybe backpacking. If you've ever done like a couple day, trips backpacking, put backpacking down. You're just getting ideas out of here and getting them onto a spreadsheet. And then we can always evaluate. We are going to evaluate them. Evaluate? Yeah. I sound like I said it wrong. Evaluate them later. And even all the ones that didn't make the cut that you're not going to use, at least you got them on a spreadsheet now, because the fact that they're ideas of yours that you're interested in, you can always come back to them later. And I'm going to show you a lot of really cool ways to like kind of bring them in later down the road, as just kind of almost like surprises for your audience when you start like showing them more things that you're interested in and things that you care about. Okay. Next is going to be curiosity exploration. Well, for this, what you would do is write down areas that you're curious about or that you want to explore further. This is kind of what I just mentioned a minute ago about like, I'm really curious about AI right now. I really want to explore AI further. So you also want to consider industries and topics you find intriguing, even though you're not currently knowledgeable about them. So like really high up on my list right now, I know is going to be AI, just because that is what I'm obsessively trying to learn when I'm not actually like working with an ambassador and helping all of you and helping the Alliance members or reading or working out. Like I'm just constantly trying to consume as much as I can about AI. So that's going to be pretty high up on my curiosity list, because at least for right now, and even though I'm super into it right now, it doesn't mean I'm going to be into it 5 years from now. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get my ideas out. We got a few more here. Again, the whole purpose of this is to help you identify your industry. Next is going to be to research potential industries in their current market status. Now, this is kind of more for you if you're really good at like Googling and looking at trend reports and looking at emerging industries and future casting. I'm not good at any of that, so I probably won't get a lot of ideas out of here. The extent of how I would do this would be going to Google and typing in like top industries around outdoors, and then just see what I find. And it's like cycling, paddling, fishing, climbing, hunting, motorized recreation, RVing, skiing. So you're basically hunting for ideas. And if you're not good at market research, just start by going to Google. Or you could go to something like ChatGPT, and I said, can you give me a list of all the top categories and subcategories on Amazon? And then just because I'm curious, like if I'm going to be talking about brands and let's say products that maybe could be on Amazon that would be easy for me to talk about, what kind of categories and subcategories are there? Well, instead of going to Amazon, just hunting around, I love to start with AI and ask AI. So this told me all kinds of things. It gave me a bunch of categories, but also gave me a whole bunch of subcategories, like a ton of them. So I'm always going back and forth and playing around with that kind of stuff, trying to expand my ideas and that stuff. Next up is going to be professional values alignment. So this is amazing. Real quick, because I'm looking at the chat as I'm going through these, I'm always, if you see me look in this direction, I'm looking at the live chat since we're live streaming this. And John Williamson said, aha, Chris, you've just lit a light bulb. I now know the direction I want to go, and it's so different from my original in certification 1 back in August of 2022. Thanks. You're welcome. And if any of you that have kind of been with me for a little while or been inside Ambassador for a little bit, if you're getting any big like aha moments or light bulb moments like John just did, let me know, because that's kind of something I'm always keeping in the back of my mind. Like, is what I'm teaching, do you all like this? Like when I'm actually teaching it, or am I just kind of killing time for you? Because I put a lot of time into this, and I'm always trying to make sure that what I do is like to your best benefit, where it's going to move the needle for you. Next up is going to be networking. So you could talk to people who are already working in, let's say, industries that you're curious about going into. And you can do that by joining like online forums. You can go to social media groups and related to different fields. You can go on LinkedIn, you can go on Facebook, you can all over the place. Just network with people and kind of see what other people are doing. If you're really into social media right now, you can also follow industry leaders. So you could follow leaders and influencers that are on whatever platform you personally like to be on. And when you do that, observe the content that they're sharing and what they're talking about. Because if they're a current market leader, or if they're a current influencer in a space you want to be in, you want to observe them as if you're like a private spy and an investigator or a private detective. And because you're going to take that information and use it to your advantage to really come into the industry, and you could knock them off being at the top of the game, because you're going to come in and do things in a very unique, different, more authentic way. Real quick, I was just taking a look to make sure that everything is working well. And it looks like a lot of you are liking the stuff coming so far. Naomi's just keeps having light bulbs all week. That is awesome. Cool. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. Next up is you can attend events. So you can participate in like industry specific workshops, webinars, conferences, and use these events to really gain insights on different industries. You can do experimentation. So with this, you can experiment with creating content or just like engaging in activities related to different industries. You can notice which activities that you actually do engage in that you find most fulfilling, because the ones that you find most fulfilling, guess what, are going to be ones that you're going to really want to spend a lot of time in. You can do some feedback collection. So you can ask for feedback from friends, family, or mentors, and on just what industry this is a fun thing to do, on what industry that they think that you would be great to be in. And consider any patterns or consistencies in what they suggest. Personal brand consideration. You can think about how different industries might align with or enhance your personal brand. And you can consider which industry would allow you to express yourself like the most authentically. You can also do a little bit of economic hang on a second. I thought the live stream just froze for a second, because I saw the chat got really quiet. Then all of a sudden it was like, and it just caught up really fast. So it looks like we're all good though. Barbara says, I'm kind of late here, but I'm loving it already. Hey, better late than never. It's just getting good. So for this, you want to look into the economic prospects and stability of different industries. You can consider if there's a demand for brand ambassadors in the industries that you might be interested in. Lifestyle compatibility. This is an important one. Consider on like an industry that you would consider going into and talking about products and all that kind of stuff in. Would it actually fit your lifestyle and your personal commitments? So really think about like your work-life balance and the type of work environment that each industry you have on your list is going to offer. So for example, let's say I really, now I don't, but let's say I really love backpacking the world because I've done it one time. Now I didn't do it. I'm just theoretically. I've done something one time, but God, it was so fun. And I'm super curious about it. And I want to learn more about it. And let's say I would love to create a YouTube channel all about it. However, I am not going to do that because I'm a 42-year-old dad with 2 daughters, they're 11 and 13, that I'm constantly going to sporting events and I cannot get out of the small little town that we live in. So I'm not going to have this beautiful, wonderful, like global backpacking adventurous YouTube channel. So I would take backpacking off my spreadsheet because it doesn't fit my lifestyle environment. So you might want to do like a little check on the things that you are putting on your spreadsheet and just make sure that you're not putting things on there that are so far outside your actual lifestyle, because then it's going to be very hard for you to keep up with. It's going to be very hard for you to stay focused on, because you have to go so far mentally out of your comfort zone, which is not going to do well for you, and you'll burn yourself out. So don't do that. You definitely want to make sure what you're doing is going to be very compatible to your lifestyle. And then think of a long-term vision. So I was on the fence if I want to put this in here or not, but I figured I'll leave it in. Is to visualize actually where you want to be in like the next 5 to 10 years. I'll take this. You know what? I'm going to say the next 1 to 5 years. There we go. That actually makes me feel better leaving this in here. And determine which industry aligns with this vision, and consider the growth opportunities and career trajectory in each industry. So the reason I was debating on leaving this in here or not is because the internets change all the time. And if you asked me 2 years ago if like my curiosity level about artificial intelligence would be number 1 on my spreadsheet, and I would consider building the whole business around it. If you asked me that 2 years ago, I would laugh in your face. I'll be like, artificial intelligence, I did not finish college. I got kicked out of college. I know nothing about robotics, blah, 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 blah. It wouldn't even have been a thing. But now it is. And it's like my main thing, where I have like a whole AI team that is building assistants and everything for all of you inside Ambassador on a regular basis. And it's like totally came out of right field. So what I now like to do is, when I'm thinking about what I'm going to do, like for planning and goals and that kind of stuff, I only like to look like 1 to maybe 2 or 3 years into the future, because you don't know what's going to happen. I feel like everything that we're doing right now on the internet, and even strategies with marketing and all that, it's going to be changing like by the year. So it's kind of a short-term mindset, but it can also be massive, lucrative gains, because stuff you could be really focusing on that might be a big window of opportunity right now, that window of opportunity is massive. So I used to, a long time ago, think about building something that could last 5+ years. And that's kind of why I was into doing the faceless freedom and building these blogs that are very like bestreviews.com blogs, where there's just these massive global scale things that will never be outdated. And that's a great strategy if you only want to do just one thing forever. And that's why I talked about it so long in like earlier certifications of Ambassador, because that's all I've done. However, moving forward, kind of my next fascination is how everyone that is really blown up on social media now they're very authentic, they're very real, they're unscripted, their videos are uncut, they don't have fancy editing, and they're killing it. And the stuff that they're talking about and the things that they're reviewing and products like that, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I want to do this. Like, this looks so fun to me. So that's why I'm teaching it. And that's why I'm going here. It's going to be a fun journey for you to see as we go through the 2024 certification, like how this actually plans, like works out. I hope it's going to work out like I think it's going to work out. But the whole journey, I just want you to know you don't have to go through this thinking like, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to do in 5 years. Like, don't just think about the next year then. So at least you're on a path to where you're staying focused over the next year. Okay. So here's your checklist for step 2, which is identify your industry. It's very simple. You want to start a new spreadsheet. You want to pick a strategy or strategies from the list above that we just covered. And you just want to go crazy and list all of the possible industries that you can come up with. Now, I recommend coming up with at least 5. And if going through this list of ways to come up with ideas for industries, if you cannot come up with at least 5, this is probably not going to be for you. No, I'm kidding. At least, I mean, then you only got 5 to pick from then, I guess. But the more you have, the better, because of how I'm going to be showing you to leverage all of your ideas you put down just for industries, how you can leverage those over time, no matter what path you went. If you went the authentic authority route, or if you went more of the faceless freedom route. Okay. So that's your checklist. And again, if you're watching this live, the recording of this is going to be inside the 2024 certification inside Ambassador. And below that video is going to be a link. It'll say something like tap here to get my notes or something like that. And if you're watching this video and it's in certification, you already see, like, just below, you're going to see it says tap this link to get my notes, and you'll be able to get my notes. So that's it for step 2, identify your industry. If you are watching the recording of this, then I recommend do your checklist, move down to step 3 if step 3 is available yet. If it's not available, because I haven't taught it live yet, and if you want to show up live to one of these, make sure you go check out the live stream calendar inside Ambassador, because I'm teaching live every week. I'm teaching something. So yeah, do that. And then for those of you that are here live, just hang tight, because we still have more live stream to go over. So I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so that was. I hope that went all right. The crazy thing is I didn't. Like, again, I don't edit. I don't do cutting. I don't say, if I screw up, I don't say, oh crap, redo. Let's start over. Where was that again? What timestamp was that? Like, I just go with it. And I didn't even know, like, doing this style of teaching would work. I didn't know if you would like it. I didn't know if other people would like it. I didn't know if I'd be criticized for it, but I didn't care. I just did it anyway, because it's the easiest for me to do. Because I can spend all of my time working on what you just saw, like the curriculum and all the ideas and the structure and the simplicity. I devote all my time to that I can then give to you. And then whenever it comes to time to teach you, I'm just going to teach you as if you're sitting right here next to me in my office, and we're just going to have some fun. So let's take a look and see how things are going. We're not done with the live stream yet, by the way. That was just one part of the live stream. So it looks like thanks by saying you're such a natural. I appreciate that, because I'm just, what you see is me, and it's so hard to do this and wonder if people are going to like it or not. So seeing the stuff that you guys are, and guys, gals, and everyone that's all saying really, really makes me feel good. So thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on with today's live stream. So that was, where are we at? 2024 certification step 2. So let's move on to the next part of today's live stream, which is going to be 280 Facebook Ambassador AI Assistant use cases. So as I have been doing over the last few live streams, there inside of Ambassador, if you go to the assistance section here, this is where we have a team of AI developers that are every week developing and enhancing assistants for you that are all AI based, that can help you do so many things. And I say that, but then most people, let's say they want to go to the Facebook assistant, and when you go to the Facebook assistant, as AI is, AI is only going to be as good as what you tell it to do. And The thing with our assistants is that it is like a chat GPT that most people have heard of by now, on steroids, because we have chat GPT, which is a large language model, but we have 11 other large language models all working with the chat GPT language model. So it's like a chat GPT times 10, and using all these different languages to do a lot of cool things. And then what we do once we built that model, it's like a supermodel, a supermodel. Sorry, I laugh at my own dad joke sometimes. We then have a team that trains the assistant to make sure that it knows that you're a brand ambassador, you're on Facebook, and your goal is to get paid to talk about brands and products on Facebook and all of that. And then we do a bunch of other pre-programming. So the only way to use these assistants is to know like what to do. Like it's saying like, what can I help you on Facebook today? And you're probably like, well, hell, I don't know. Everything. It's not gonna help you like that. So what I've done is I'm working on, when you go to the assistant section at the very top, it says guides. If you click on guides, every week I'm working on creating new guides for you for each of our assistants that you can use to spark ideas on how to use the assistants. Okay. So what I want to do today is reveal the Facebook guide, which is the use cases. Now I'm not going to go through all these. I just want you to know they're there. So I've included them here in the live stream. Literally, you can click down on, and if you want to do brand promotion, if you want to like help come up with ideas for audience engagement, if you want to do market research, if you want to do personal branding. I mean, we've put together a list of every possible thing you can think of that is you can use the assistant for. And it is unbelievable. So you can actually come and go to assistants, click on guides here at the top. And then like I said, today's Facebook. So you just drop down Facebook and here they all are right here. And then also we have Instagram, we have YouTube, and then I'm adding more every week. So Naomi says, love the guides. Good, because I do too. And I just want you to all know that every week I'm constantly thinking of ways to make this better for you and give you a better experience. I was about to say without overwhelming you, but as I'm looking at this, it's like, holy crap, that's overwhelming to look at. But it's you don't get overwhelmed. The best way to go about doing these guides and using these guides and using the AI assistants that you're given is when you get to a certain point where you want to do something specific on a platform, don't try to figure it out. Come to a guide and then see if there's something that we've trained it to where it can just walk you through exactly what to do. So essentially, you don't have to ever buy a course on Facebook ever again, or productivity or marketing or anything that we have an assistant for. You will never need to learn anything about the platforms we're building assistants for, because we're building assistants to do the stuff for you. And then we're telling you what to just tell the assistant to do. Thank you, Darius, by saying amazing. So that's the Facebook 280 ideas on how you can use the Facebook AI assistant. That's all there for you. Next up is this was kind of more of a fun assistant. I needed this for myself. And yes, we've got assistants, like the big powerhouse assistants for you inside Ambassador are going to be the ones that is like for the platforms like Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, like all of that. Those are like the core assistants. But I also have our AI team just making me some fun stuff on the side that like video downloaders and audio extractors and just things also that I need on a regular basis for my business. So there's a new assistant. I haven't enabled it yet. So I need to enable it really quick for you. And then I will walk you through what it is. Okay, so I just enabled it, and it is going to be the summary maker. That sounded so underwhelming. And summary maker. And what it is you can basically distill a long article or any detailed report that you might want to summarize into just an easy to digest summary. And so why would you want to do this? Well, there's a lot of different ways you would want to use this for. You could use it for quick summaries to basically turn long text into short summaries in moments that you can use on social media. time efficiency. So it'll help really just save hours and just reading and trying to comprehend reports. If you're trying to look up like industry reports, market reports, going through clinical trials, clinical case study, like things like that for health and fitness, it'll give you key insights. So like just important points without missing information. They're going to be very easy to understand. You can simplify complex topics. You can keep up to date with essential information and not have to be overwhelmed by the details. And just better decision making, everything. So all you got to do is you go to the Ambassador Assistant directory, find Summary Maker, and then paste the content you want to summarize, choose the summary length, and that's it. So let me show you. So let me just refresh the assistant thing here. So you'll see it's live because when anything new pops up in your categories inside Ambassador, it'll have a little number next to it. So it's right here. It says, it's new. So we'll come in and we just got to find it. And it's going to be, I need to make it where they just show up at the very top, but I don't know why I didn't. Oh, I was looking up the word assistant, but it's summary maker, which is right here. So you click on that, and then it's basically, you just paste the content to enhance the quality, and then choose the link. So short, medium, long, and then I will use an example here. So I was just looking on Medium at this article saying if you want to be creative, you can't be certain. So let's just go ahead and take this text, and they'll say I wanted to call out this article or something and reference it in a video, in a YouTube short, a Facebook post, whatever. You could just come here and then paste the whole article in, and you can say, give me a medium summary length, and it's just gonna go through it and then summarize it for you in a way that's going to be really easy for you to not only understand yourself, but then copy and paste and then, share on social media and talk about this article that you found, yada, yada, yada. So that is the Summary Maker. Again, I kind of need it for my own personal use. And there were a couple of you submitted the idea for this. So I guess I wasn't 100% selfish in just wanting to do it for myself. I saw some of you wanted it too. So it's there now. So Summary Maker, in addition to everything else that you got as well. Okay. Next up, and this is last up, and then I'm going to take a quick little break, and then we're going to do the Alliance live stream party for all of the Ambassador Alliance members right after this. So, because I had it set for top of the hour, and we're like 6 minutes away. So the selfie contest winners. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, I've created a section here a few weeks ago called Family on our dashboard, and this is where all of you, beautiful dog. From Carrie. Love the dog. So all of you can submit your selfies. I love the birds, by the way, Wendy. Thank you for, see, this is the kind of stuff that's like, I used to have a bird just like this, just like the one on your left shoulder, but mine was yellow. It was all yellow when I was a kid. So anyway, I love the fact that you are doing selfies like this because I can put all of your names with your faces now, and each one of you too. You can all kind of get to know each other, but it was really hard putting this together and publishing, saying, hey, we now have a photo album for us to kind of see each other, but then trying to get someone to actually take a selfie and upload it was very difficult. So I was like, as I like to do in Chris Luck fashion, is I'll just give away some money and try to get some of you to upload some photos. And it has been unbelievable. I see new photos coming up every day. So thank you for that. So last week I picked 5 winners. Now I haven't even got to check my DMs yet inside Ambassador. So I still owe the first 5 winners $100 through PayPal, and I'm going to do all of it. I said I was going to do it today, but I've looked at the time. I was like, crap, I will not have time to do it today because I want to get through all my DMs at one time. So I'm setting Monday, my entire day on Monday, to get through all my DMs, to pay out all of the selfie contest winners. There's 10 of them total. And then also to all of you that are getting into Eformula, I'm creating a private community for all of us inside Ambassador, and I'm going to go through my DMs for those of you that got into that, and I'm going to invite you into that community on Monday. So the first 5 winners, which again, I'm still going to get you your $100 on Monday, was Eva Thompson, Eric Burns, Birdie, Annalisa, and Robert. The 5 winners for this week. And by the way, I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to pick some winners next week too. So if you have not taken a selfie yet, this would be a good time to take a selfie, pop it in the family section, because I keep looking at it every couple days, and I like to see all of you. So we're just gonna keep this going. So winner number 6 today is Fatino. So Fatino, let's go ahead and just take a look here. And she posted this 7 days ago. And she said, "Hey, Ambassador fam, hope your 2024 has been awesome. Love being a part of this community." And I just got to say, I love the hat. Just seeing the photo just made me like warm and like, it just like, she just looks like cozy. And then I like all I'm a big fan of like motivational stickers and stuff like that. And I saw you had a ton of stickers on books here. And I don't know, I was just like, I just love the vibe of the picture. Like it just made me happy. So you are winner number 1. And again, I'm going to reach out to all of you. I know last week I said you have to DM me, but I'm one click away from DMing all of you. So on Monday, I'm going to personally go through and DM every one of you and just say, what's your PayPal email? So I can make sure I get you your $100. So $100, winner number 6. Winner number 7 is Maz Towns. So Maz Towns right here says 5 a.m. in the morning in Australia, managed to get on her first live. She loves the energy that I put out on the lives and great way to start her day. That made me feel so good. The fact that you're getting on at 5 a.m. I'm at the gym at 5 a.m. So I get up at like 3:30 every day now, and I have my coffee and I kind of start off my day with like gratitude and that kind of stuff. And then, but yeah, 5 a.m. I'm in the gym, and the fact that 5 a.m. you're like up on a live stream, and if you said you like the energy and you know all that, and it was your first one, that made me feel so good knowing that you're starting your day off with these live streams, because I'm going to be keeping that in mind, realizing a lot of you're just starting your day right now. And if you can start your day with this kind of like excitement and enthusiasm and energy, I never thought of it like that. So thank you. And then it looks like we have a bunch of you that are all very, you're so positive. Like I love how positive we all are. So everyone, big congrats and shout out to Maz. Winner number 8 is David Kraus. So David Kraus, which I think I saw you here. David. So David said, "Ambassador at work with me." That caught me whenever you said "at work with me," because you were supposed to be doing something else right now, but you're not, because you're logged into Ambassador messing around, which is awesome. And that made me super happy, because I remember the days when I used to just be working at a job and doing a 9 to 5 and sitting at a computer, and I'm like, God, I hate this job. But there wasn't like any escape at the time. Like there was no way I could like learn something else while I was at my job, because it's just the internet wasn't that far along yet. And there was no videos or anything like that I could watch, or live streams or anything. And it was the early days. So the fact that, all of you out there, like David and everybody else, the fact that you can log into Ambassador anytime and you have access to all of this stuff that can really, not just even give you eventually the ability to escape the job that you're in and then do this full time. But if you can just be happy and enjoy the journey on what it is that you're doing, that means the world to me. And that should mean the world to you too, because again, the money's going to come regardless. But at the end of the day, it's the happiness that as you're doing this, as long as you're enjoying every second of it, you're not going to give up. And it goes back to the at-bats. Like I said earlier, you're not going to hit home runs and have these grand slam bank deposits coming into your bank account unless you just keep having more at-bats. The only way to keep having more at-bats is to stick with it. And if you can stick with it when you have a job that you're actually doing right now as well, in addition to this, I mean, big hats off to you. So David, winner number 8. Next up is, what's up, Maz? Maz is actually here. She logged in is her pseudonym. That was awesome. I'm glad that you love the community. I'm glad that you said that you were Maz. That's awesome. Cool. Winner number 9 coming up is Carrie Wind. Carrie, I think you're here too, Carrie. So Carrie Wind says, "Crafting the future with innovation at my fingertips at Ambassador to redefine excellence. Love." Just this picture just made me happy looking at it. So love everything going on with this. I like that you have a little, or the stream deck is right there under the monitor. And yeah, you just got, I don't know. I like the Ambassador colors and stuff that I did, for myself, but seeing it on other people's screens and in other people's environments just makes me feel good, because it just looks happy. And That's a great picture. So you are up as well for winner number 9. I will reach out to you. And the final winner today is Craig Francis, winner number 10. And Craig Francis, I couldn't help but just smile when I saw this. And he just said shocked, simply shocked, because he had a picture of, it looks like he's trying to recreate this crazy, like, I don't know if it's a monkey or a chimpanzee or a baby monkey or what, but love everything about it. I like how you have all the monitors going on. It looks like you have a bunch of books like really far in the background from what I see. Like, I really analyze all your pictures, by the way, like all of you, because I'm trying to immerse myself in the environment that you're in when I'm putting this stuff together, and when I'm trying to just, I'm just trying to make sure that I can really relate to all of you, in the sense that I want to get to know all of you. And the best way to do that is to actually see the photos and to see your environments and to see, like, when you're logged in, what does it look like? And it helps me just get so much more into this. And I think about this all the time. And I go to that family wall and all the selfies before I sit down and actually start my work for Ambassador every day. I always take a few minutes and go through and just look and relook over all the pictures, just to put myself in the state of mind that all of you are sitting right here next to me. And that really just warms my heart. So I love that you're all sending all that stuff in. So thank you for that. But that concludes today's live stream. About 3 minutes over from what I had planned, but I hope you all had a really good time. Let me know if you did. It looks like Will said he had the Blue Ocean Strategy book. Yeah, he actually has Craig has the Blue Ocean Shift book, which I'm sure he also, or no, that was a strategy book. I'm sorry. That's even better, because that's literally my number 1 book is the Blue Ocean Strategy. Thank you all for showing up. I had so much fun, the live stream chat, just seeing all of you and seeing the energy. I feel like the live stream chat is getting better and better and better. More people are showing up, more people are interacting. You're all super positive and excited. That makes me positive and excited, because then I can just keep putting more energy into all this with you. As we unpack more of the 2024 certification, you're all going to your minds are going to be blown when you start seeing the kind of stuff I'm going to be teaching you that I have planned. And I'm nervous. I'm going to say I'm nervous as hell to go the authentic authority route as myself all over social media. It's it's terrifying, because I'm going to lean into something I'm very curious about, which means I'm not an expert in it, and I'm not going to pretend to be one. So I'm just going to let everybody know that, and then see how it goes. And it's going to be a lot of trial and error, but everything that I'm going to be teaching you throughout the certification is going to open your minds to a lot of what's possible, and you're going to see again what's going to work and what's not going to work is me as your guinea pig. But I'm also going to be showing you where I'm pulling the ideas from that I'm going to apply to what I'm going to do. And I'm pretty much just documenting it all. So you're very welcome to all of you that are thanking me for everything. And sorry about, there was no book recommendation. I had a book recommendation for today, but I didn't get to write it all out. This is actually a book this is very last minute. It's a book called The Magic of Believing. Now, this book was written in, when was it written? Yeah, I was not prepared for that. It is written in, 1948. So for all of you that kind of stick with me to the very end, I want to show you something pretty fascinating, is that, as you all know, like, I love books, but more importantly, the books that I've really been getting into lately have been books from generations and generations ago that nobody talks about, and looking at them through in a way to kind of make me look at everything through a different lens with business. So Magic of Believing, what is this book, and like, how did I even learn about it? Let me show you. One of my secrets that I've never showed anyone. Trying to remember all right, I found it. So check this out. So there's a YouTube channel you should all go, if you're into books like I am, there's a YouTube channel called Master Key Society. Cool name. It is a YouTube channel for seekers in the pursuit of wisdom, meaning, and self-improvement. Every month they share a book from their personal library they find worthy of discussion. And they basically work with book collectors and publishers to acquire very rare, never before seen editions. And what they do is they photograph each page and then they read it like an audiobook. So it's just wild. I mean, like some of these books, like 2 days ago, there was a book called In Tune with the Infinite. This book was published in 1897. And check this out. So they open up the bookshelf, they pull out the book, they show it to you, and you're like, oh my God, that's an old book. And it's like, yeah, it was written in like 1897. But then what they do is that they have these really high resolution photos of each page, and they have a really good, this is not AI reading it. This is actual, like a professional voiceover artist that reads the books, and I have it muted, but you can see, like, you can actually read along with them. So what I do is I'm looking at this YouTube channel, and anytime that there's new books that are interesting to me, like In Tune with the Infinite. So this one, you can actually come down and look at the summary, because you're not going to find these books on Amazon. Like, I actually go on eBay and buy like first editions of these books on eBay, and you can get them really cheap. But the summary of this one, let's just hear this. The secret to success in this book is the idea that our thoughts have the remarkable ability to shape our reality. By cultivating a positive and harmonious mindset, individuals can attract success, abundance, blah, blah. So it's kind of like The Secret, like the whole secret thing. But it's actually goes far deeper than that, far long ago, from literally a different time of life. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like looking into the past and seeing how people see things, and then how to perceive it in a modern era. I don't know. I nerd out on it. I'm a big believer in just reading as much as possible and extracting thoughts out of actual books, and then trying to figure out how to apply those to your current life. Like, that's something I spend a lot of time on, but I don't tell anyone about. But anyway, that's kind of a peek into my life for being here at the very end of the live stream, and one of my secret obsessions with YouTube that I don't tell anybody about. So anyway, that's what I think that's it. That's it for today's live stream. So I'm going to take a little break for those of you that are Alliance members, and we'll do the Alliance party here in about 10 minutes, and then I'll see you all there. And then if you're not in the Alliance, that's perfectly fine. It's next week. Let me double check my calendar to make sure next week. We're doing same time next week. Let's say the 2nd. Yep. So live streams will be same time. Well, actually, I say same time. We did one. There are a couple things that my wife put on the calendar for the kids on Friday next week. So I'll have to get the timing right. I'll figure it out, and then I'll let everyone know probably Monday with an announcement inside Ambassador on what time the live stream will be Friday. But we will be having a live stream next week for sure. So that's it for now. Thank you all so much for being here. I had a good time. Please keep 2 things, reminders. If I forgot to ask this last time, keep doing the selfies for sure. I love seeing those. Even if you've done one already, do another one in just like maybe another part of your life. And then if you could take time and go to the review section and just leave like just a couple sentences or a paragraph about your, how this live stream has gone for you. Like today's live stream, did you like it? What do you think of the 2024 certification? If you could say anything about that. Because I haven't asked anyone to leave an updated review about what you think of how things are going, and no one has really left one. So I almost have to keep that top of mind, because I'm terrible at asking that kind of stuff. So if you have time, I'd really appreciate it. It could really kind of help me. It's one thing to see all of you, and it's another thing also to see kind of your overall review of how you like the direction of where things are going and what I'm working on and what I'm teaching you every week. So that's all I got for now. I'll see you next week. I can't wait to see more of your pictures and read more of your reviews about these live streams. Bye for now.